A very good morning to all esteemed faculty members and my dear students. I would like to thank the entire team of the Albag Education Institute for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on government initiative for sustainable development of nation. I never miss the opportunity to interact with the students as they have the fresh ideas, limitless imagination and zeal to do something different, something innovative. Uh, it was class 5 when I first heard the word government. Teacher formerly taught the three levels of government. Union level, that is our central, we say normally in our words, we say central government. State level, that is every state have their own government. And local level, that is we say municipal corporations. At present, when I am working with government, I believe the fourth level also, that is you and me. Because any initiative taken by government can only be success when people like you, me, and all citizens are active part of this of the system. The most live example of this is our independence. We got our freedom only when masses were attached to the freedom under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Not taking much time, I would like to start my presentation. Please give me a second. I'm going for the presentation mode. Hope my screen is visible to all. Yeah. I would like to share my thought. Uh, I would like to start share my thought with the message in the current COVID pandemic condition. Stay protected from corona. Follow these practices. Frequently wash your hands with soap. Wear your mask properly. Maintain safe distance. No carelessness until there is a cure. It is request of our Prime Minister to the nation, because our fight is still going on until we got the vaccination. Contribute for this mission of the nation to protect yourself, to protect society, and to protect nation. Now, I am very grateful of Dalbag Education. They are giving me such a live topic to discuss with the students. And what I have tried in this presentation, I am not using some difficult words, and I am not trying to link with some complicated vocabularies, but I am trying how all the pupils, those are listening me, how they can attach with the government initiative for sustainable development of nation. Let me introduce myself. I am Kapil Kukreja, and I am working with National Council for Cement and Building Materials, that is located in Faridabad, Ballabgarh. I am working as group manager, and I am program leader, and I am program leader of project engineering and system design department here. I am having total 16-year experience. I completed my BTech in B in mechanical and MTech in energy environment from IIT Delhi, and currently pursuing my doctorate from BITS Planning. During this 16-year experience, I got the opportunity to work more than 40 projects. I completed these projects successfully. Then I had the opportunity to work with Lafarge Holcim Group, that is the world largest cement producer. I worked with Holtec Consulting. I worked with JK White Cement, National Steel Limited, and since 2014, I am working with National Council for Cement and Building Materials. During my this tenure, I got the opportunity to visit European countries like Belgium, Germany, Poland, and I also visited many of other countries like Japan, China, Vietnam, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, and other. So I can see the different government policies in the different countries, and what are the way of thinking of the citizens in that countries, and how we are thinking in India. So I can say, because it is not much experience, but whatever the experience I have got during these visits, I can share with you. During my tenure, more than 15 papers I have presented or published in National International Journal, and I'm also a member of Bureau of Indian Standards Committee, MED 7 and MED 18. So this is my brief, and now I would like to introduce my present organization in one slide only. That is National Council for Cement and Building Materials. So we are the R&D Institute under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and we are working in the different area. Like the major focus is cement industry and building construction industry. NCB services, if I would say, for the cement, we start from the land, and we investigate the raw material requirements, projects need. Then we prepared reports for like feasibility reports, detailed projects report, and based on that, the plants got the finance from the bank, and they established the plant. So after construction of this plant, we are also further we are attaching with the plant how they can optimize in the area of environment, in the area of energy. So this is one area where NCB is working. The another area is the building construction material. Like cement is not the end product. Basically, the cement is going to use in the concrete, which is going to establish the construction uh, infrastructure in India. So our second area of focus is construction industry or building material industry, and we are operating with the six centers. That is CRT, Cement Research and Independent Testing. Second is the CDR. Those they are mainly focusing on civil area side. Then we have Quality Management Standard, CQC we say. So I'll share what the CQC is doing now and how they are contributing for the nation, for the development of India. Then we have Continuing Education Services. That is one department which is imparting the education to the cement plants people and different government sectors people, and building construction industry persons. Then we have Mining Environment Plant Engineering Operation Center, and that is CME. I am attaching with this center. And another is uh, like another center is how what are the developments, what are the research we are doing, how we can communicate, or we can percolate this research and innovation work to the industry. So one department, CIS, is doing that. And our stakeholders, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, MEA, Ministry of External Affairs, MOEF, Niti Aayog, then central government regulatory bodies like BIS, CPCB, central state government organization, cement industry, construction industry. So these are our stakeholders. Mean like we are doing something for them, for them, and supporting to the overall development of the nation. So now, when we are talking about the sustainability, so I would like to start word sustainable with the famous quote of Robert Swan. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Now, when we are talking about sustainable, so sustainability, it is based, or it is balanced with three pillars. One is the environmental, second is the socially, third is the economically. That means if we are saying something is sustainable, then it should be sustainable on environmental basis, it should be sustainable of social basis, and it should be sustainable on economical basis. Now, there are a number of initiatives which government has taken. Uh, there are few of them are presented in this slide. One is Swachh Bharat Mission, second is Make in India, third is Atmanirbhar Bharat, Innovation India Vision, Smart Cities, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana, and Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. I think most of the us have heard these policies or these initiatives of government, and they can see how these initiatives are changing the society, are changing the quality of our life. So what I am doing, uh, I am presenting now further, uh, based on three, we can say, the three division I have made in this presentation. One, what are the government initiative for sustainable development of nation? What as NCCBM or NCB doing in line of government initiative, and what you can do for the nation, you like students and other faculty member, how they can participate for the development of nation. So first, I would like to speak about Swachh Bharat Mission. Swachh Bharat Mission, or we say Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Clean India Mission, is a countrywide campaign initiated by the Government of India in 2014 to eliminate open defecation and improve solid waste management. So when we are talking about the Swachh Bharat, that means only the cleaning of roads and cleaning of like some area, that is not the Swachh Bharat. The major, the objective behind the Swachh Bharat mission is the Swachh economy, that is clean economy, Swachh Paryavaran, that is clean environment, and Swachh Samaj, that is clean society. So you can see in this picture, all these three actions is being taken. We faced, or we were witnessed uh, the demonetization, how the black money was taken out from the system. Then number of like initiative for environmental sustainability, and number of initiative for social sustainability. Now, what I would like to say, sustainability somehow, because all students those are listening to me, some of them are from engineering side, some of them from science side, and some of them from management side. So what I say, or what is my learning, if some problem is exist, then solution is also exist. This is also the quotation from our Bhagavad Gita, कि कोई भी प्रॉब्लम जो है, कोई भी समस्या जो है, विदाउट सॉल्यूशन के साथ, मतलब जब उसका जन्म होता है तो सॉल्यूशन के साथ ही जन्म होता है. तो मैं आपको एक, आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू शेयर वन प्रॉब्लम विद यू. यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट गाजीपुर accident. What happened, there was dump of garbage there, and this garbage fall down, and there were some accident were there are two killed during this accident. So how this dump is generated? Because we are participating for this dump, we are generating waste from our houses, we are generating waste from the industry. So these are you can see how much of the valuable land we have occupied for this waste. This is one problem. And second, you can see like Indian cement industry. I'm not going to tell more about the process of cement industry, but I would like to say there are process in which CO2 is generated, which is greenhouse gas. So cement industry is one of the world largest CO2 emitter. So this is another problem. And if you see both problems together, then you can find one problem has the solution for the other problem. How we can do it, I'll show in my next slides. Like, what is the cement industry is targeting now? Targeting for zero emission. Zero emission, that means not only gaseous emission, but also the other effluent, other water, wastewater. So these all are our targets for Indian cement industry, I can say. So you can see here what generates the CO2 in cement industry. About 13% generation of CO2 through power supply, like you have equipment, you have machinery, you have to operate that, and for operation you need electrical power. So about 13% of CO2 is generated through power supply. 32% CO2 is generated through fuel. In the cement production process, we have raw material. I'm not going in the depth, like, but we have limestone and other corrective materials. Together, we grind and we burn it at very high temperature, about 1400 degree, 1500 degree, in this range. And for burning of this material, we need some fuel. So normally in India, we use coal and petcoke. So about 32% of CO2 is being generated through this fuel, and rest 55% is generated through process emission, because cement production process, there is one reaction, I think some chemistry students would be there, that is the calcination. So during calcination also there is generation of the CO2. Now what are the levers to address the issue? So how we are addressing this issue? We are moving for, like, for power supply, we are trying to move as extent as possible for renewable, and for fuel we are trying for alternative fuels, and for this process alteration, or the correct word is the substitute, like some alternative process where we can avoid this calcination reaction, which is mainly generating the CO2. So we are trying to substitute the clinker, like uh, when we are producing the cement, there are component is the clinker, another is fly ash, another is slag. So based on the type of cement we use this material. So we are trying less clinker, because less clinker mean less all these CO2 emission potential. So we are trying for that area also. Now the zero emission cement plant, like, if we imagine, like, in future, if India would be zero emission, would have the zero emission cement plant, then zero emission, 100% fuel substitution, and zero waste. That is the vision of green cement industry, Indian industry in future. Now I would like to recall this Gazipur accident problem, and the dump area is there, and cement problem, like the CO2 emission problem. So this is the solution of that. Like whatever the municipal waste we have in dump yard, garbage yard, that we can convert this municipal waste into the useful fuel, and this fuel can replace the coal in the cement industry. So certain part of CO2 we can replace by the utilization of this municipal solid waste. So this is the process how we can convert it. So you can see, I would like to share some pictures with you. So this is the receiving of municipal waste. We are receiving this municipal waste, then feeding for the pre-processing. So because municipal waste has certain friction, which is not having calorific value, which cannot be used as a fuel in cement industry. So there are process, like some organic waste is there. So we separate combustible fraction with the non-combustible fraction first. Then we do size reduction. You can see in the municipal waste, even you can observe from your house waste, the size is not homogeneous. There are different kind of different sizes waste are there. But when we are targeting for the cement industry, there are specific or standard process, and you need some specific size when you are firing this fuel to the kiln. So we first of all, there is the first size reduction process where we use the shader. Shader we can actually I can say, you can just imagine it. It's a kind of basically crusher or grinder, which reduce the size from 100 meter, like 1 meter to the 200 millimeter. Then we have ballistic separator, because this waste may have different kind of friction. Like we can have in this waste is a glass and construction development waste, metal, and also we have paper, plastic, cloths. and some other material also. So ballistic separator, what we do with the ballistic separator, we can segregate these fractions, and the useful fraction which is useful for the cement industry, that goes to the cement industry. Some organic fraction which can be converted into the compost, that goes to the compost. And some other CND, other glass CND. So how we can utilize this fraction in different application, that is the different area. Then uh, because we got the 200 size in the first primary shredding, after first primary shredding operation. Then in the cement plant, we can use maximum is 50 of the size. That depends on the process, what are the processes allowing. So we need further size reduction, that we use with the use of secondary shredder. That is the final size reduction through the secondary shredder. So we got the material about 30 40 50 So you can see, like, the municipal waste, which was the waste, now we have converted this waste to the wealth. Like, we are replacing the coal, we are saving money, because uh, the useless product is now is the useful for the cement industry. This is the first way. Second way, you can see here, that is the second thing, because uh, how we can use this municipal waste for the other application, not only the cement plant. And what are the process, I would like to share with this slide. So you can see, waste, municipal solid waste, plastic waste, that is there. Then recycling, sorting, this is I have already shared with you. Then you can convert this RDF into the pellets, and this pellets you can further have the gasification process there, and you can produce the gas. And with the use of this gas, you can have different application, that includes electricity generation also. So you can see how municipal waste can be used as the wealth for cement industry and wealth for the nation. So every problem has solution, and problem uh, takes birth with the solution. This is the live example of that. So as a NCCBM, we are working how we can enhance the utilization of waste as a fuel in the Indian cement industry. And we have installed many, we have provided our consultancy services for many of the cement plants. Now, this is what the government is trying to do, what NCCBM is trying to do. Now, what you can do for the nation. So, you can come forward for equipment design, because this material is difficult. So, it is not the conventional bulk material which you can handle with the conventional equipment. So, you need special attention there. And for that, we are working on the many projects. And as a engineering and science stream students, you can participate. And because what happens, as of now, the many of equipments, the engineering or technical know-how is being sourced from the European countries, because they are well established there. And they have some of the countries in Europe, they were able to replace 90% of coal with the use of this RDF, or the useful fraction of the uh, MSW. So you can see, if we are purchasing something from the European countries, or we are depending on the technology of the European countries or some other developed countries, then these equipments normally is costlier. And when the cement plants are thinking, or other processing units are thinking to establish a pre-processing station and co-processing station, then you can see it's a huge investment. So what we are working now as NCCBM, we are trying to develop some indigenous equipment having the same features what the European country equipments have, and it should be within the pocket, or within the range of the Indian requirement. This is the one area where the students from the engineering and science side, they can contribute. Another is this is the most complex. The second one is most complex area, that is solid waste management and supply chain management. Because if you see in European countries, there are a number of agencies between. the waste generator, and finally waste consumer. There are a number of agencies, and they say this waste as a gold. Like they have extracted the value of this waste, and they have earned a lot from this waste. But in India, because we can say this system is started uh, in active mode. It is started in 10 years back, so we are still in learning process. So our many of our government organization and some good NGOs and some other organization are working for some good solution for supply chain management. And as a student, you can take this project. This is the live projects, and if you want some fund or some support from the government is happy to use your ideas, happy to support you for this projects. So you can work on this supply chain management or waste management area. Now, second, that was first was the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Now we are coming on Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Vocal for Local. All these are somehow connected with each other. So, for this, I would like to read the words which our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi said. I want to tell the people of the whole world, come make in India, come and manufacture in India, go and sell in any country of the world, but manufacture here. We have skill, talent, discipline, and the desire to do something. We want to give the world an opportunity that come make in India. Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi said while introducing the program in his maiden Independence Day speech from the ramparts of the Red Fort on August 15, 2014. So in that direction, as NCCBM, what we are doing, I would like to share with you. And what you can do, we can discuss on that. So in 2018-19 or 2019-20, we introduced 12 BNDs, that is Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya. That was released by Honorable Minister Dr. Harshvardhan at CSIR NPL on 16th August 2018. So, what is Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya? Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya, actually, I have already told you NCCBM is working in the area of cement and building materials. So, what we are doing, like any plant in India, if they are producing something, like if they are producing clinker, if they are producing cement, if they are producing some other materials, then how you can say this material is as per standard of uh, India or as per standard of when you compare with the international standards. So there should be some certified reference material which we say in the Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya. From this material you can compare your product and you can say the quality of this product, whatever you have produced, is at par of the national standard, of at par of the international standard. So NCCBM is continuously working on that, because previously we were dependent for some reference material, standard reference material from outside of countries. Then but now under the Make in India or Atmanirbhar India, we are uh, trying to produce or trying to develop this type of product in India. So Bharti Nirdesh Grav is one of them, and I am happy to share with you the four BNDs developed by NCB to be launched for these material: clinker, limestone, raw meal, and cement. This is going to be launched during National Metrology Conclave, uh, where our Shri Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, would be there. Now, because we are talking about Atmanirbhar, we are talking about Make in India, we are talking about vocal for local. So when we are seeing this vision in the cement industry, so you can see here, like, our main target is the reduction in the dependency of imported coal petcoke by Indian cement industry. This is a rough scenario. It varies, but you can see the field. My objective of this slide is not to share some data with you, but objective to share some like a preliminary understanding about the coal scenario in India for cement industry. So the total cement industry used 83 million ton per annum of the coal. For there are two purpose of this coal. One is you can see here in the cement plant, and another like when you are producing clinker, when you are burning raw material, then you are using about 55 million ton per annum. And another is the CPP, that is captive power plant. So majority of cement plants having their power plants, and this power plant is producing electricity by consuming the coal, and this electricity is being used in the cement industry for operating the machineries and equipment. But one thing which you can see here, 10% fuel is indigenous, and about 80% we are depending on the imported fuel. So how we can reduce this dependency, how we can make us uh, more self-sustainable. So there are some area where we are working. I'm not going to share his one area, that is alternative fuel, which I have already shared with you, like municipal waste can be used as alternative fuel. We can convert into the RDF and can replace the coal. That I'm not going to share here because that I have already discussed. The another area where we are working, that is a waste heat recovery system for cement plants. So how can you reduce the coal consumption? Because if you are increasing the efficiency, or if you are catering the waste heat uh, in the process, you are capturing this waste heat and you are utilizing for the some application, then you can see the total heat requirement of the system, the total in the complete process, you can reduce that. And if the total heat requirement is reduced, then the coal consumption is further, it can be reduced. So you can see here, uh, this is the one process of cement plant. This is power plant. This is sorry, this is preheater, kiln, and cooler. These three major component of cement plant. We feed raw materials in this preheater. Preheater, that means preheating. So material is getting preheated here, and this is a rotary kiln. And in rotary kiln, you have fuel firing, and you can see here this part is the calciner. So in cement mill process, in cement manufacturing process, there are 2 point where you are firing the fuel. One is the calciner here, and second is the kiln. So these 2 points where you are firing the I can say coal or petcoke, whatever the fuel you are using here, you are firing here. So in total process, when the hot gases from the rotary kiln, it is going to the preheater, it is preheating the material. Then after preheating this gases, you can use here one boiler, and in the cooler also you are utilizing this gases, and you are producing steam here. And here you can see one steam turbine and generator is there. So you are utilizing this waste heat and recovering this and producing the electricity by use of that. So this is one way we are working for the industry. Then another is energy audit studies. We have one complete wing in our organization. Those are dedicatedly working doing the energy audit for the cement plant. And till now, more than 170 energy audits have been done by NCCBM. Why we are doing the energy audit? Because we are trying to find where the potential to reduce the energy consumption and make ourselves, that means Indian cement industry, to compare with the developed countries cement industry, or with the best values of the worldwide we have with respect to thermal energy or electrical energy consumption. So I would like to share some data here. Thermal energy consumption, if we see in the India West, so that is 671 kilocalorie per kg of clinker. That means we need coal, the amount of the coal which can give 671 kilocalorie energy to produce 1 kg of clinker. When we compare this value with the world best, so you can see world best is a 660 and we are at the 671. We are very near to the world best value. When we are comparing in terms of electrical energy consumption, you can see 63.9 kilowatt hour per ton of cement. That is the India best. That means in complete process, starting from the raw material till the dispatch of cement from the plant, we need 63.9 units of electricity to produce 1 ton of cement. And when we are comparing with the world best, that is 65 kilowatt per ton of that is cement, not the clinker, that is cement. So you can see we are already best in the electrical energy consumption in the world. So the continuous energy audits, that is normally a yearly cycle, or there are some guidelines which is given by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So we are continuously moving towards the energy efficient cement industry. So we are somehow reducing the coal consumption and somehow reducing our dependency on the imported fuel. As NCCBM, we also produce synthetic slag from low grade limestone. You can see here some laboratory picture. So why the slag and how we can reduce the dependency on coal? What are the relation between these two? So slag, you can say when you produce the clinker, so with this clinker you can mix the slag to produce the cement. So if you have the sufficient slag which can replace the clinker, so you are reducing the CO2 generation when you are producing the clinker, because you need less quantity of clinker there. So but slag, what happens, normally it is the product of the steel industry, and but what we can say, it is not easily, or it not abundant like fly ash in Indian scenario. So the industry which is located in Odisha and some this eastern area where the steel industry is well developed and have the hub there. So the cement plants located there are easily getting this slag, but the cement plants in the middle, north side and uh, what we say in the center side. So the slag is shortage there, or slag is not so easily available for them. But when low grade limestone, like this limestone, which you cannot use for cement production, for clinker production, if you can use this limestone to produce the slag, so somehow you are replacing the clinker there, because you are using one material which is have no value for cement plant, and you are converting into the valuable product, that is a slag. So that one laboratory by doing the laboratory experiments, we have developed this synthetic slag, and now we are thinking for how we can produce at the commercial level this. Now, another concept for reducing our dependency on imported coal, that is energy farming. So, before this slide, I would like to show this slide. You can see here what is the energy farming. Energy farming mean you are doing farming, you are growing some crops specifically for production of fuel or energy. Jatropha, I think this word you might have heard during the time of uh, our Abdul Kalam, our president Abdul Kalam. He was very he emphasized a lot on the Jatropha cultivation. So by use of energy farming, you can use uh, this energy farming concept, how you can replace the coal. I can show you. Before that, I would like to say, when we are going to install one cement plant, or we are going to construct one cement plant, there is one guidelines to have the environmental clearance, that the total area whatever allotted for the cement plant, about 33% of this area should be green belt. So in that mean you have to develop greenery there. So normally what happens, people are the cement plant, those are establishing the cement plant. They they grow some plant there, uh, that is different kind of plant. So what is the proposal of NCCBM, which we propose? If that 33% of land we use for the cultivation of energy crops, then we can extract the potential of this crop, and we can use the product of this crop in the different area of cement plant. Now I would like to go for previous slide. So you can see here, Jatropha, when you have Jatropha seed, you have cultivation, 33% of cultivation in cement plant and 33% in the mines area. Then you have Jatropha fruits. About 2 years or 2.5 years, you get these fruits. Then you can extract biodiesel from this Jatropha fruits. And this biodiesel, during the extraction of this biodiesel, you have three product here. One is the biodiesel, second is the protein rich cake, and third one is the glycerin. So biodiesel you can use in the mining locomotive equipment, like in the plant you use many of locomotives or auto vehicles where you can use this biodiesel. And protein rich cake you can use as alternative fuel in the cement plant, so you can replace the coal. And this glycerin you can trade in the market. So you can see like 33% land which was occupied previously with some other type of plant. Now you have utilized this space for energy farming, and you have many products which you can use, and you can reduce the carbon footprint, and you can reduce the dependency of cement industry on imported fuel. Now I have already discussed with. So what you can do for nation, for that Atmanirbhar or Make in India and Vocal for Local, how you can contribute. So you can carry out the research for energy efficient process, study the imported item. There are number of government sites are there. You can find out what we are importing. You can just study that items, study these things. You can now you can have brainstorming, and you can think how we can replace this item, something produce when you are producing something in India. So that is second thought, you can work on that. Third one, can participate in various R&D projects of NCCBM or NCB related to Make in India through institutional collaboration. So as NCCBM we are having collaboration with many of leading IITs, NITs, and now, if Dalbag want to join us, they can join us. Most welcome. Now, next is the mission innovation. So, this is another vision of our Prime Minister, how India could be more innovative. And like there is one thing, like Indians are there. One what we say, proverbs is there. Indians are more innovative. More you heard word jugaad, that is the Indian word jugaad. So we are actually more innovative, but we need little bit more attention how this innovation can be converted into the IPR or intellectual property, how we can convert into intellectual property. We can go for the patents, and so these are the basically objective of this mission innovation, how promote the innovative things. So I am glad to share here a few data. The Global Innovation Index, GII, is a ranking of countries as per their success and capacity in innovation. It is published yearly by the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO. India has been ranked as 48th most innovative nation in the world in 2020, entering the top 50 nation for the first time. So in 2020, we have achieved this milestone. GI is developed jointly by Cornell University uh, and World Intellectual Property Organization WIPO. India is the top half of the GIA ranking in 2020, and India has retained its position as the most innovative country among Central and South Asian countries. So we are good. We are now, you can see here, we are very good, but we can move further. And so what we are doing now as NCCBM, I would like to share. We are going to form a group or a or like association, that is adjacent. Adjacent, you can see here, ad for education, RE for research, and SIN, that means cement industry. So education, the like institutional education institutes in India, NIT, IITs, and your institute also. There are some good institute in India. We are trying to make one collaboration with these institutes, research, that means NCCBM and cement industry. So the major objective of this adjacent is bridging the gap between R&D institute, educational institutes, and cement industry to support Prime Minister Innovation Mission. What are the significant, why we are doing so? Because creating the platform by collaborating NCB, educational institutes, and Indian cement industry for solving the problems, new product development, new technology development by the utilizing NCB scientist, engineer, and PhD, as well as master degree scholars of educational institutes. So you can see what is the basic concept of that. If industry has some problem, so normally right now NCB is the nodal center where we are working for them. But if the educational institutes, the research scholar, they join us, so we can give the faster solution to them. So in that condition, cement industry may give the fund for some projects where NCCBM and education institutes, even some people from the cement industry, they will work together and find out some solution, or we can say some innovative solution for the problem. So this is one step we have taken. Second, we are going to start NCB Innovation Award for students of engineering colleges. So, major objectives: creating an innovation platform every year for the students of engineering and science for showcasing their innovation skill or their idea. Significance is to support the Innovation India vision of Prime Minister and improve the Indian rank in global innovation index. Current rank we have 48. Now, our next vision is how we can come in the under 25. So that is the another vision, another objective of this practice or this exercise. Now, what is good thing, the good R&D projects, like the good ideas or innovative ideas which will be presented by the engineering students. Some of them we will take as a R&D projects that would be funded by either government, or it would be funded by some cement industry or our some other stakeholders, and we can work on this R&D project under this process. Now, this is from my side because there is always time limitation, but because otherwise we can have the whole day discussion, because the government, Indian government, have taken number of initiative for sustainable development of nation. But I would like to end my talk here with a quotation of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Difficulties in your life do not come to destroy you, but to help you realize your hidden potential and power. Let difficulties know that you too are difficult. सो इसके लिए एक और भी इन्हीं शब्द मतलब जो ये कोटेशन है, इसको अलग शब्दों में ऐसे भी बोला जा सकता है कि खुदा से मत बोलो कि मेरी मुसीबतें बहुत हैं, या खुदा से मत बोलो कि मेरी कठिनाइयां बहुत हैं, बल्कि कठिनाइयों से बोलो कि मेरा खुदा बड़ा है. तो हैप्पी न्यू ईयर टू ऑल, and I think you can get my contact with your faculty member. and you can anytime interact with me, and I'm always happy to interact with the students. I have already told in the uh, my first introduction words. So with these words, I would like to end this presentation. Thank you very much.